Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Chimmel, the GOAT of ring announcers. And you're listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.
Gerard apparently wants the time here now to bitch about something. So, yeah, Gerard Millette, everybody.
Well, I'm only coming on here right now as two things. Okay? The lawyers behind me, the standards and practices division of a certain company. If you watched our show last week, the standard and practice division wasn't happy so much about something that we did last week. So to the standard and practice division of that certain company, all I got to say is fuck off. And no intended thing. On the other hand of that, for the past 10 days, we've been celebrating the life and death of a certain individual. And if you saw the show last week, I logged off by saying my thoughts about that. And all I got to say is, in tribute to him, it's August 3rd. Hey, everybody, I hope you can enjoy a real American beer. Okay? Let's get on with our normally scheduled broadcast.
Really? So to be fair, they only hit us on the tribute part of the video. Everything else was fine. Isn't it? Is it right? Okay. Gerard's very passionate, though. Very,
Well, I'm hoping you guys were able to put the photos that I sent you so we can show people my passion.
You never mentioned putting that up, so no, they're not up.
Oh, okay. But I'm saying the passion that I do have for this business runs beyond.
I get that.
Watching
okay? I get that. And, if I sound a little already frustrated with Gerard, because usually it takes about 13 seconds into starting the show before I'm frustrated with Gerard, but I'm frustrated to start him because we were talking about what we're here to talk about anyway, SummerSlam, before we even started the show, and how he's a fucking mark and he can't just be a fan for once.
And unfortunately, because of I can see the reality of certain situations, I thought last night's show did not go over the way it should. And now, don't get me wrong. I thought the first match was great.
Well, let's get into that. First match of the night, we had the OTC, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking off the Braun brothers, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, accompanied by Paul Heyman.
If this was the main event of the show,
yeah,
would you have been happy with it? Because if that had been the main event, if that had been the last match, I would have been applauding.
No, I would have been happy with the match, but it didn't need to be the main event. And the reason
what I'm saying is, as the opening match of the card, I was applauding the fact that, okay, if this had been a closing match,
okay, so
the exact same way.
Let me say that. Let me say this. Calm down. Let me say this. I will say that the first match did everything he was supposed to do. It signified that this is a different Roman because of how much he fucking sacrificed his body for Jey. It showed that Jey is a main eventer. No matter what anybody tries to argue, Jey is a main eventer. It is what it is. You want to pop that question?
So let me ask you this: last night's show.
Night one booking was questionable at best. Hopefully tonight delivers. Hey, and that again, to each their own. I'll say that first match though, it did what it needed to do. It put over a different. It's Roman's clearly a face now, but more importantly, what it did was it made Braun Breaker look like the star he should look like. It made Bronson Reed look like the fucking monster he needed to look like.
You know what it didn't do, Dan? It didn't make anybody look any less. If you get my point on that, it didn't make Bronson or Steiner, didn't make him look
Breaker.
Braun Breaker, it didn't make them look less.
No.
And
They dominated about 85% of the match. You know, they really did a great job in doing that.
And by not making it look any less, that made it look better. It didn't take away their it did. Some matches usually take away from your star power. This did not take away from their star power.
No, and I think that putting the win on or taking, I think that Bronson taking the pin was okay. I think that worked out all right. It may again. You watched Braun Breaker literally fucking knock the shit out of fucking Roman. I mean, and Roman getting the hot tag was good. I don't have one complaint about this match. And then at the end, you have, you know, it's not over because you have Roman selling the ribs and you have Heyman like yelling at him from the ramp. But all of this, the reason I think they lost is going to lead to the main event ultimately. I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I mean,
okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, just to show you how important these things are to Gerard because he's a big baby, let us showcase why this is such a big deal to fucking Gerard Millette. Wife, will you please? This, ladies and gentlemen, is a picture of Gerard Millette looking at the cleavage of one Sherry Martel. Look how he's focusing directly on the cleavage and not the fact that he's 10 feet away from the $1 Million Man, DiBiase, first bout Hall of Famer. Next photo, please. This is Gerard Millette looking like he's taking a shit.
Now, I would like people to know, before you go, if you look in the straightaway center field.
This is wrestling. There's no center field.
Well, that is Andre the Giant on crutches.
Right there in the suit.
That is Andre the Giant on crutches. To where when the person who sent me this photo, at first I was like, okay, that's just a photo. And when I looked at it and I saw Andre in the background, I'm like, this is not just a photo anymore. That's Andre the Giant on crutches in the background.
I think the real question is, why are you taking a shit at ringside?
I was probably just like, having a moment to where it's like, okay, whatever. So, what am I supposed to do here? I got Andre the Giant at ringside on crutches. What am I supposed to do?
And finally,
Hacksaw
Jim Duggan receiving the flag is Gerard Millette.
He's actually handing it to me.
No. I'm saying you're receiving the flag from Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
And
down there with the blonde hair is Mike McGurk, ring announcer.
In the ring is unfortunately the great Joey Morella. Okay, and if I'm right, to the left is that Colonel Mufasa, which would be the Iron Sheik.
And you're more concerned about Sherry Martel's breasts.
Dan, at your age, you would have been at 18 years old. Think of it. Hey,
so understand the reason why Gerard Millette is so passionate about wrestling is because of Sherry Martel's breasts. God rest her soul.
Listen, I got to say this about that, okay? So, for all you people who know, okay, Sherry has a son that she did not have a great relationship with because she was always on the road. And because I was on the road with her.
You called her mommy?
I basically was her, on the road kid and stuff like that. I still wish to this day I could have found the Christmas card and birthday card that she gave me when I worked with her. And, the sad part is about her is the way she died and stuff like that. To this day, I don't know if there's been another woman who filled her shoes to this day.
No, not well. I think we're getting close, and we're going to talk about that. Our second match of SummerSlam, and you and I talked about it. The first two women that came out, the very first is the 14-time women's champion, arguably the best woman in the business right now, Charlotte Flair, who, let's be honest, since her return at the Royal Rumble was floundering. Her match, her win of the Royal Rumble, her match at WrestleMania which if you've seen WWE Unreal, which I recommend to anybody. It's very scripted. Yes, kayfabe has been dead for a long time. This is just more reiterating of that, but it was a very well put together program. But you start to see behind the curtain that these are real fucking people. A lot of F-bombs in that show, I'm not gonna lie. But her recent resurgence has everything to do with the next woman that came out, which was Alexa Bliss. And Gerard, correct me if I'm wrong, you said this on the phone when we were talking earlier. Alexa Bliss is money.
With the right person.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now you change.
No, I'm not changing.
Okay.
I'm not changing.
Clarify.
I'm saying to you, right now, with her and Charlotte, it's money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you why it's money. Okay?
Okay.
Opposites attract. And you have the high and the low.
Okay, well, the opposite can be said about their opponents in the Judgment Day. Raquel Rodriguez.
What you said, though. They're a fraction. These two are the high and the low. When you're taking the high and low and you're putting them together, what you get, what you saw last night, you don't have to be friends. But to get along for a common goal is what we saw last night. They got along for a common goal. And at the end of that match, look at the way Charlotte. It's like the big sister, little sister role.
Well, okay, but I could argue the same thing for Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. And I'll tell you this, it came out.
If they weren't in a fraction.
No, even if they weren't, what I'm saying is this: as a Raquel Rodriguez, I've not been really high on, to be fair, and you know that. Jacob knows that, but she got some advice from Kevin Nash.
Yep.
Arguably one of the best big men in the business, who understood the business of being a professional wrestler, right? Okay. He told her, you're not wrestling big enough. And I couldn't agree more. There is a subtle style, and like you've heard it from the Macho Man, you've heard it from Mark Henry, you've heard it from Vader, you've heard it from everybody. Bam Bam Bigelow always said, less is more. In fact, I think Big Show was on Steve Austin's podcast, the Broken Skull podcast, one of the best podcasts ever out there, where he said, less is more, brother. Don't quit trying to hang with the Joneses. Less is more. And again, Raquel Rodriguez is by far one of the biggest, tallest female athletes they have. She needs to sell like she's fucking 7 feet tall, because if she's going to wear the moniker Big Mommy Cool, if she's going to go out there, be the Latino version, the female Latina version of Kevin Nash, then she throws a hell of a fucking Samoan drop. I've seen her throw a fall-away slam. She does really good big men style moves. She just needs to slow the fuck down. And she's doing it.
Let me ask you this, though. Okay. When I looked at that match as a whole last night, the one thing that got to me is Raquel and Roxanne Perez, part of the Judgment Day, did not seem to go over together as well as Alexa and Charlotte.
Okay, but you also got to understand, Alexa's a multi-time world champion. Charlotte is the multi-time world champion. They're main eventers, okay? Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, for the main part, are just NXT women's champions. Let's be honest. They haven't really hit it on the main roster big yet. I think they're both in their early 20s. They have time to do it, but like going against some established veterans, they look damn good. They look polished.
I'm not taking away. I'm just saying to you is an established tag team versus two women who have said, we're not friends.
Are you being that Mark right now? Are you being that fucking Mark who's buying into the fucking story?
I'm saying to you, they say they're not friends, but they're coming together for a common goal.
Okay, but you understand that they're actually friends, right?
But you
understand this is a story, that it's fake, right? You don't understand that this is actually, there's storylines involved, and that Charlotte.
We're not going to get into
and
WWE Unreal now, are we?
we are, because you're not. I mean, are you going to have to watch that show to understand that that sometimes people are friends behind the scenes, kind of like you and me are sometimes friends behind the scenes. Other times I want to choke.
But what I'm saying is, here's the thing. But when you get to this point, the way they did it, even having Alexa hit Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think the way they went around doing it was perfectly executed.
Absolutely. It was a great piece of storytelling.
Where do we go? How do we, because I'm going to say this right now. If it's just a thing to where we're going back and forth with the Judgment Day, it sucks.
No,
so if we can get some other women tag teams involved in here, and
I'm glad you said that. I really am, because what I'm feeling, what I'm hoping is they're really trying to put emphasis on these women's championships, and they need to. Stephanie McMahon was on her podcast talking a while back about how the women's division and Triple H said it too. For every one guy you got coming up from NXT, you got 5 girls coming up that are just as good, because they're that much more hungry. You can feel that on the main roster. If you look at the thumbnail of this, I got a fucking picture of fucking Io Sky and fucking Stephanie Vaquer, because that's your fucking future right there. Stephanie Vaquer in particular, I've said it last time, I'll say it today. Stephanie Vaquer and Julia have all the potential to be the second women in history to main event a WrestleMania. That's how good they are. You yourself, my friend, who has gone on record to have said that women's wrestling is and now they are not just pieces of eye candy. You want to watch these women wrestle.
And by wanting to watch these women wrestle, you look at it and say, men, what are you going to do to step up and take away their spotlight? Before you'd have to say to women, what are you going to step up and take away the men's?
Actually, most people were like, "Oh, the women are wrestling. I'm going to go take a piss."
It was bathroom break. It was concession stand time. It
was Gerard being upset because Texas has concessions over at 8:00 and that their shows go long.
But on that, we're only talking about one woman. Okay. But the thing about it is, did SummerSlam night 1?
We're running the card, motherfucker. We're not close to being done.
No. Did it deliver to where you didn't want to do that?
Well, I will say that.
I'm saying to you,
I'll say that this is where it didn't deliver. I think it was a fine card if it was just a normal SummerSlam. Where it didn't deliver is they're trying to make this WrestleMania in the summer, and it's not. I'm not feeling it. I'm not. Now, that being said, this women's match I thought was fine. It was a perfect give back story. It was a perfect culmination.
Put it this way, Dan. It didn't go backwards.
No.
And that's the key. As long as it didn't go backwards.
I thought the right 2-1. I'm going to love seeing them go against Kabuki Warriors. I'm going to love seeing. I'm really curious again because she's made me interested. I'm curious in the future. Where I was curious about Roxanne Perez. I'm curious to see what Raquel Rodriguez can do with a little bit of push. I ultimately see her and Liv going at it, I ultimately see Liv and Roxanne going at it when Liv comes back, because you've written that yourself. You have a face turn for Liv Morgan coming up, and I would not be surprised if Liv Morgan doesn't win the women's championship in her return. But that being said, our third match of the night was one that I don't think people have really been talking about very often, very much. It's been an underlying storyline. I'm kind of over it, but in the same breath, there's somebody in this match I care deeply for, and the fact that I think he deserves more of a push, and that is Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn. The stakes of this match are basically that Karrion has been saying that Sami's a liar. There's a dark side to Sami he's refusing to put out there, and that basically if Sami doesn't pull the trigger, he's never going to be a world champion. Now, the build to this match, what do you think?
The build to the match I didn't like as much as the match itself, and I'm going to put you like this. She's married to the man. Is her name Scarlett?
Yes.
I would have to say they need to find a way to make her more What's the word I'm looking for? Not involved.
Prominent.
More plausible. More
Prominent.
Yeah, yeah, right. Because what she was doing last night during that match, I'm trying to believe it. Problem is, because we haven't heard from her so much.
So let me take you back. What Gerard likes to call next, NXT. She was very prominent. In fact, during his entrances, that is her voice on that song, on the intro song. That is her singing that song. Those are her vocals. And I had to go back and watch it on my TV. She was actually lip syncing the song like she normally did. But the last couple of weeks, I haven't felt anything from her because I felt like they were on the way out. You know, we don't know if they've signed a new contract. What's up? I think they have, and here's why. I don't want to spoil the end of the match, but at the end of the match, Sammy looks over to Karrion and goes, "We're done," and almost like you're continuing the story to say, "Hey, we're done," and and Karrion was like there was that. There was emotion involved. I've made no bones about the fact that I feel that the way this is going to turn out is Sammy's going to win the Royal Rumble this year in Saudi Arabia. He's going to go on, and this is all going to lead to the winner of the ultimate winner of last night. I think that Seth Rollins is going to be the world champion. I think Sammy's taking the belt off Seth Rollins at WrestleMania next year. Regardless, let's go back to the match. It was a snug match, and for anybody that says that Karrion doesn't like to take back bumps, he was taking plenty of fucking bumps here. It was a very intense, very physical encounter with the two of them. I have no issues with the match. I'm just curious to see what they're going to do with Karrion going forward because I really like Karrion Kross's character. I liked him in TNA as Killer Kross. You know, they did an excellent job with him against Keith Lee in NXT. They did an excellent job until Vince McMahon got a hold of him and tried to make him look like the villain from Mad Max.
The only problem I have with him, and you'll understand this.
Will I?
Oh, yeah. Where's the rub? Who's he going to rub off of? Where's that big turn to where he's going to get the fans involved, making him believable?
So that's the thing. He is believable. You're going to tell me that guy, that the way he looks, the way he carries himself, doesn't look like he can't kick your ass?
I'm saying to you is the crowd. Me and you, like I said, you had 53,000 people last night.
They were cheering Kross, too.
Did the 53,000 people believe? That's all my question. We're two guys.
So I don't know if you saw
53,000, though. You know, yes, you got to sell to the crowd. And my question to you is this: Sami Zayn can sell to the crowd.
Absolutely.
Was Karrion Kross enough to make 53,000 people believe?
I think so, because if you haven't seen it, there was an interview that he did. Did you remember who did it with Rosenberg? Maybe that Karrion Kross had that shoot interview with. I don't remember. Well, he went off on a fucking tangent. And he goes, you know, he said basically that it was after WrestleMania. It was after WrestleMania. He goes, "We're in fucking my hometown. You have these motherfuckers calling my name, and you give that match to Logan Paul. You give this fucking match to Logan Paul. This is bull," because he's been beefing with Logan Paul for the longest time on Twitter. And he goes, "I'm not mad at Logan Paul for being a fucking for anything. I'm mad at him because he's getting upset for the wrong reasons." Logan Paul's big thing is because I was a social media. No, they're mad because you got to do all that, and none of these guys got to. None of these guys got to have social media without having to pay back the company during the Vince era of things. So Karrion was like, "You're bitching and moaning, but you got to do something. You got to jump the fucking line because you were a fucking influencer or whatever. These guys have put in years and years of fucking effort and work, and you get to skate the line. You haven't paid your fucking dues." No one's denying that Logan is great in the ring. Hell, my wife will tell you he's great in the ring, but she can't stand his ass because he's fucking Logan Paul. And people get behind that. People got behind that promo. I think he's excellent in the ring. No one does a fucking Seattle fucking suplex like he does. I mean,
I'm not questioning his in-ring ability. My only thing is, though, did 53,000 people buy into him?
That's what I'm saying, Gerard. When he came out there, as soon as that bass dropped in his intro, they're going cross, 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 cross.
Let me ask you this: turn him face.
No.
No. I'm asking you. If you turned him face, would it pop?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't want them to, but do you remember what was his name? He had Roddy Piper as a manager for a while before the Roddy Piper and Vince McMahon stuff happened. Sean O'Hare. You remember Sean O'Hare?
Yeah.
You remember how Sean O'Hare had that fucking Devil's Advocate character for a while? He was starting. Karrion Kross is the evolution of that, and everybody's tried to do it. Hell, my favorite wrestler of all time has got to be Raven. I love fucking Scott Levy. I love fucking I love Jake the Snake, right? But Raven is always my guy. And Raven did the fucking gimmick better than anybody in the beginning. And then you have a transition into Bray Wyatt, who did it. Karrion Kross has the ability to carry all of that further because I think he's a better talker, and I think he's better athletically. I just give him the chance, give him the time to do it, and actually, believe in him enough to know that he can do this. I think he'll go far. That's my opinion. I'm biased,
but that's what I'm asking you is, did the crowd last night? With the way he put on last night, did it make you believe? And that's all. Sami Zayn, we all know, is over.
Well, because Sammy's the ultimate underdog. There's a Jacob.
Yeah. Did Karrion Kross sell you enough to where he's over? That's all I'm asking. To where, hey, buddy.
Here's the thing with Kross. Kross is the best. Like, he's got himself over. He's the top merch seller right now. He's the guy, and they don't want him to be the guy because he's outspoken. And the fact that he lost this match is retarded, and Sammy is washed. I don't think that, given the circumstances of how the way night one ended, Sammy's not going to be the guy to be thrown set. Now it's Punk. Now you got to tell the story with Punk. Again, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but again, I'm at work right now, so we'll see how it goes.
Jacob, I get you what you're saying there. I get you, but we're going to get to that when we talk about the main event. But what I'm saying is, Kross is outspoken, but you're going to tell me that interview wasn't fucking staged? You're going to tell me that wasn't a fucking work? That fucking F-bomb?
No, I'm going to say it wasn't worked, but it was a work shoot because, again, why wouldn't they do something immediately with Kross? Like, I know people are going to say it's going to be a slow burn. It's going to be a slow burn for Kross. And it's like, this felt like a farewell for Kross. I'm not going to lie.
I can see that. I can see that, but I just got through watching before we went live, okay? And you don't do... Okay. If you watch the end of the match between him... And this is where we're coming to the end of this match. I want to elaborate on. Watch how he's grabbing Sammy. He's reaching to Sammy. He's whispering to Sammy, talking to Sammy. And Sammy's looking at him, and he's like, what are you saying? What are you saying? And he goes to Sammy takes the time to get out of the ring, look back at Kross. The referee's like, no, it's over, it's over. And he looks at Kross and says, we're done. We're done. And Kross looks at him and goes,
this is a good moment to maybe pivot and get Kross to be a babyface, because the whole stipulation for this match was that, like, if Kross lost, you would have to admit that he was wrong about Sammy.
Yes.
So maybe this turns into a tag team. And that's always the best option for him and Sam, because Sammy's washed. I don't fucking think Sammy's the guy. He's never going to be the guy. But you put him in a tag team.
Okay, Jacob, you say that, but 50,000 people were screaming his fucking name last night and singing his song.
No. They chanted, "We want Kross" at fucking Triple H at the press conference, and he didn't mention Kross once. That's what I'm saying. There might be something to this. I think Kross might be done.
Well, here's my thing about it. Like I say,
all right, I gotta get back to work. Love you guys. I might come back later. Peace on the street.
I don't mind Karrion Kross. My only problem is he doing enough to get the crowd on his side? Now, with the right people,
you say that. Okay, Gerard, you're saying that.
With the right people, with the right person, yes, he could. But my thing is, as we all know, lately, with WWE, for some reason or another, they're going to push people. Doesn't mean they're always pushing the right people.
Oh, well, who's to say that they're the right people? Hey, I like Kross, but doesn't mean he's the right guy. Now, to what you both of y'all were saying, that Kross might be done, a lot of people thought that Seth Rollins was done and he's injured, and they fucking pull the fucking wool out of everybody's
We'll
eyes.
talk about that later.
I'm just saying. I am quite. I'm very much enjoying this. It's okay. Kayfabe is dead, right?
Yep.
But it's cousin kayfabe. There's something to be said. They got a lot of people, Gerard. They may not have gotten you, whatever. But I was telling you that Seth's injury is. I've been telling you for weeks. Seth's injury is bullshit.
You know, when you look at it as a whole, when it comes to the kayfabe thing, look at the interview Stephanie did with John Cena, talking about Triple H and stuff like that. And you say to yourself, okay, she's revealing her innermost feelings about what was going on with her husband.
Or is she?
Always go by the Jim
Leland, exactly, Leland. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
No, hey, what I was going to say is always go by the Jim Cornette way of professional wrestling. Believe it's a work until proven otherwise.
Speaking of which, Jim Cornette, if you're out there, I'd love to have you on the show.
And I'm going to tell you why I never thought Seth was injured. Nobody, the internet has never really got on the injury angle.
Okay, but that's your problem. You're worrying too much about the internet, and that's the biggest reason.
Well, hold
on.
I'm old enough to say I didn't have this thing called the internet.
Okay, Father Time, calm down. Don't take your blood pressure pill. Let's breathe.
You know, he actually was at Fenway Park today in Boston too. So
what I'm saying is,
no, he was at Fenway Park today. Saw Houston lose to the Red Sox. So I got to say that.
Exactly, Leland. People still think that, but what I'm saying is, the internet is what killed wrestling. It had nothing to do with fucking. People will always go and say Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, and fucking Triple H killed fucking Paul Levesque killed fucking the business. They killed kayfabe. They didn't. The internet killed kayfabe. Stupid Mark fans like us back in the day killed kayfabe. Us wanting to know what was behind the scenes, and I get that, but you have to evolve with it.
The one thing I want to get into before we go any further, if the internet was not around, would we know about a 79-year-old man driving 90 miles an hour on interstate? On the Merritt Parkway in Connecticut?
No, we would not know about your hero getting in a car wreck. No, we would not know about it.
No, we forgot. We would not know about this. Okay.
Again, with most things, there's positives and negatives that could be said about this fucking internet shit, but it was the internet that killed kayfabe. And I think
I've said it before, and I'm going to tell you this right now. A report came out this week, and Triple H said it himself. If it wasn't for the internet has changed everything to do with professional wrestling, because he said himself is we can do something, but if somebody in the back leaks it out, first of all, if somebody in the back leaks it out, fire that fucking guy right off the bat.
Yeah.
Fire him. Other than that, I'm going to say is when you're doing something.
Hold on. I think, though, they have found a way to use it to their advantage, which I think is beautiful. Hear me out. You remember way back last year, Royal Rumble time-ish, a little before Royal Rumble, Saturday night's main event, the footage of Kevin Owens rolling up on Cody and beating the shit out of him, right?
Yeah.
That was all fan footage, right?
Yep.
Internet. The whole Cena thing, nobody knew about it but 5 people. They've confirmed that. Only 5 people knew about it. No one knew what was going on. They were speculating. Internet, right? The Seth Rollins shit right now. Yes, fan footage, Leland. Fan footage. They're using the internet to their advantage for the first time in a way that I've never fucking seen, and I'm loving every bit of it. They're playing the marks.
Hey, you know as well. And listen, not just the WWE. All professional wrestling is using internet to their advantage when they leak out shit that they want to leak out. Here's the problem. When stuff gets out before they want it to leak out, that's where
they've had a tighter lid on it, though. Really think about it. Think about the last year or so, right? Since Triple H has really been fucking running the show. They have been playing to the. They've been doing a wonderful job of doing that. And yes, There have been ups and downs and what have you, but they've done an excellent job of using this shit to their advantage.
But using it to your advantage is one thing. But I'm saying to you is, if you're 80% of what you need to put out there is already out there before you put it out there, and you only can use 20%, you want to flip that to where you can get to the 80% point and 20% gets leaked out. Because I'll tell you this right now, if you could get it down to 20% leaking out.
So, Leland, you just said that Tony Khan used the internet to AEW's advantage. When Vince left, the WWE began to use the internet more to their, and I agree with that, but I also want to make a statement here and now. And I had time to think about it since last week. I'm not going to, on this program, if you and Jacob decide you want to, fine. I refuse to talk about AEW anymore. I'm done. I mean, I'll catch up on it here and there. If there's anything interesting, like somebody does something stupid that shows up that's actually newsworthy, fine. But I have sat back, and it's going to lead into the next match because actually they did a tribute after this match to Hulk Hogan. I sat back and I've watched and I've waited, like everybody said, I should wait, and the wait's a long wait for AEW to do the right thing, and they haven't. It's no secret. I'm not a fan of Hulk Hogan, not as a performer, not as a man, and some of the things he's done have been wrong. But again, a company that would not exist, that has taken so many cues from WCW. Let's just be honest. AEW is WCW light.
No company. WWE.
No. I know. But I'm saying AEW is basically WCW light.
Yep.
And they've taken so many cues from the TBS stuff and the TNT stuff, and that company wouldn't have existed without Hollywood Hulk Hogan or just whatever. Terry Bollea will say what you want about the man. A level of fucking respect is due. A level of fucking respect is due. And for you to not even have a graphic, not say anything, and basically, in my opinion, piss on the man's fucking legacy, that bothers me. So, I mean, I'm done. I'm done wasting my time. I said I was holding on for one fucking match at All In Texas, and granted, yes, they did deliver with that. I'm tired of sitting there giving excuses to a guy who I think truly is on Adderall or something of that nature. Fuck Tony Khan. You know, I don't care anymore. I'm tired of fucking making excuses for a company that refuses to fucking have just the fucking smallest bit of respect. It's a bunch of I call the name of this fucking show the Marks Podcast, but it's a bunch of indie marks who are more worried about getting 5-star fucking appraisal from a goof fucking journalist who is a joke, who calls himself a journalist. They want 5-star ratings from him rather than making fucking money and actually entertaining an audience with legitimate fucking builds and shit. You know, your company is never going to fucking make money because you're more concerned about fucking impressing one doofus named David. And I'm over it. I'm fucking over it.
I want to say this about that. Okay. In a week's time, we've seen Nick Belair on 2 different shows. We heard from Brooke Belair. Whether you loved him or hated him, Hulk Hogan is the reason we are all talking today about professional wrestling. As in, Babe Ruth is the reason why people still watch professional baseball. Michael Jordan.
Wayne Gretzky.
You know, Tom Brady. We have...
You shut your mouth. Don't be putting Tom Brady in this.
We have these things called generational talents. Hulk Hogan will go down as a
Fuck that. No. I need you to understand this. It's okay. All those people aside, Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, all those guys we just talked about, fucking Tom Brady. Hulk Hogan was better than every single one of them, for the simple fact is there are people who are not going to know who Tom Brady is, who live on a rock. There are people who are not going to know who fucking Michael Jordan is, who live on a rock. There are other people, but everybody on this planet will remember that skullet, golden mustache brother. They will remember to take their vitamins, say their prayers. Why? Because
And
Hulk Hogan.
believe in yourself.
Because Hulk Hogan transcended wrestling. He was a star. And I may not like the man, but I'm not stupid and oblivious enough and a liar to say that he didn't. So for some fucking douchebag with a curly fucking haircut who likes to impress David fucking Meltzler, eat a dick. Hulk Hogan will be more of a star than you ever will be. You and your fucking Young Bucks will never be the star that he was.
Hey, Dan, you know what I say about that is if Hulk Hogan's theme song alone could put him over, it'd be the number one song. Think about it. Real American was played more probably than any other song you've ever heard in any wrestling promotion.
And okay, so yeah, and Leland, I'm telling you that, right? I watched some of that, what he was talking about, where the amount of disrespect, and I get where Cody's coming from, because you're going to sit there and say that Cody wasn't part of that. If it wasn't for Cody, that company would have fallen apart years ago. And the reason I say that is because Cody was the reason, the glue that held it together with some of those wrestlers. I absolutely believe that CM Punk and the Young Bucks, even Kenny Omega, I'll say this, Kenny Omega has said on record, I have no problem with CM Punk. Go watch the fucking Ariel Helwani CM Punk interview. I watched it again after all this time. I went back and watched it again. It's very fucking revealing. One line in particular that really caught my attention. I didn't sign an NDA for anything I did.
And that and you know, and that's what I go back to is to me, AEW has always been glorified independent wrestling. Okay? It's below ECW. And why I say that is you can say, oh, we got this TV deal and blah, 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 blah.
Which is a damn shame, Gerard, because you have some really... Look, I'm
not... Listen, Dan, I will put it like this. Don't get me wrong. You have talent.
Oh, God, yes.
In AEW. Problem is, the guy who runs that talent has no freaking idea about the business aspect of professional.
Leland, you fucking shit. I was going to say something like that, but the only problem I have with Jeff is that Jeff decided to be the fucking golden shovel of TNA for too long. That's the problem I have. The problem I also have is that a lot of people are going to drag Kenny down with it, but Kenny's a hell of a fucking wrestler. He can wrestle any fucking style, and he's proven that. Even now with diverticulitis, the guy can still fucking go better than half the motherfucking roster.
Here's the thing, you know, and I want people to understand this, okay? He would have been 72 years old next Monday. Heart attack, leukemia is what.
Yeah, and no one knew about the leukemia, did they?
Right.
They didn't bring it up.
But what I'm going to say is this, okay? Give me a 25-year-old today starting on the business who's trying to get... Hulk Hogan became a household name and still was a household name because nobody could touch him.
Yep.
That's it. Nobody could touch him. Even though the man tried to get people. Okay, you want to get over on me? Beat me. And nobody could do it. Nobody. It took a man in black trunks that somebody said you'll never accomplish anything just coming out in black trunks and a catchphrase that wasn't supposed to go anywhere, but the following night, an arena full of people showed up with signs showing a biblical sign.
Don't be fucking coy about it. With Stone Cold Steve Austin. Austin 316 says, I just whooped your ass. You know why? Because that was one of the most off-the-cuff, straight promos you'll ever hear. When he looked into the eyes of Jake the Snake Roberts and says, what you need to do is go get yourself a cheap bottle of Thunderbird and try to dig up some of that courage you had in your prime.
And
you sat there and you quote your Bible and you see your Psalms.
Austin
talking about your what was it? Talking about your John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass. And he was on. My father and I watched that, and I cried as Jake the Snake was getting carried off. And my dad had the biggest smile on his face watching this double-studded, bald motherfucker who didn't give a shit, who represented the working man at the time.
And if you the behind the stories of that is, they didn't know where that was going until the next night when they showed up. And what happened?
All of that was an accident because Paul Levesque was supposed to win the fucking King of the Ring that year.
And I'm going to tell you, Austin lasted at his prime for 3 years. Hulk Hogan at his prime lasted 20. No other, even Cena at his prime did not last 20 years. Hogan, you can go with the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s.
So the argument's always been, and the fact that it's true, Austin sold more. Austin got more money for the company. Austin did X, Y, and Z. But Hulk Hogan longevity, close second would have been John Cena. And then, but again, top draw of all time would be Austin. It is what it is. That being said, my big issue is no recognition by AEW, no respect. And
how hard would it have called WWE and say, listen, we understand he was never in our company.
Again, yeah, and this is the problem I have with that, because they did it for Owen. They did a tribute to Bray Wyatt. They did a tribute for Jay Briscoe. Another guy that they said was a fucking racist, and Jay Briscoe, they wouldn't put him on fucking television because he was a fucking racist when he wasn't. He made comments in an era where it was easier to say things like that because we hadn't evolved as a society. It is what it fucking is.
I want you to I want to know if you admit that Hulk Hogan transcended every company, no matter what company he worked for. He transcended every company to where, hey,
okay, so Leland, I understand that, Leland, I understand that, but it's his fucking company, and at some point you have to be able to tell your TV partners, hey, hold the fuck on, these guys draw money.
We are here for one reason. If it wasn't for this one man, it'd be like when Andre passed away. Even WCW announced Andre passing away. Because why? He transcended wrestling.
Hulk Hogan, I challenge you to a WrestleMania.
Hulk Hogan passing away transcended wrestling. I don't give a shit about your politics of the business.
Gerard, grown men your age and younger were fucking crying in the fucking, just sobbing, full on sobbing.
And like I said to you, it would be like 2004 when the Boston Red Sox won the World Series. People were going to their grandfathers, fathers' graves to put the World Series, anything memorabilia on people's gravestones because the Boston Red Sox finally won the World Series.
I'll say this, Leland, if you want a Jay Briscoe fix, look up Jay Briscoe and any of his promos from back in the day. My particular favorite, the first one I ever showed my wife that made her fall in love with him, he's in a barn, he's drinking a fucking a thing of Crown, and his exact quote was, "I'm sorry for drinking so early in the morning. I don't take pain pills." He was one of the most genuine, badass sons of bitches from Sandy Fork. He was, as a shoot, his family owned a farm, and they were chicken farmers. They just loved wrestling. That's why his brother has the nickname Chicken. And as far as Mark and Jay, will go down as some of the greatest tag team wrestlers of all time. I watched and I sat there and I fell in love with Jay Briscoe in his matches against Adam Cole, the stuff he did with Jay Lethal. He was the man to finally beat Kevin Steen in ROH to end the fucking era of fucking Steen versus. And again, we're talking about Kevin Owens from WWE, but in Ring of Honor, he was Kevin Steen. The shit that he got into with Jim Cornette is legendary. It is just, if you're a wrestling fan and you're still in love with that guttural, old school fucking Southern, I'm talking like Smoky Mountain style shit, Jay Briscoe was a fucking so underrated, and it was a damn shame that he never got to achieve the greatness. And and Leland, like I said, you're not the only one, and I mean, I am a fucking mark. That's the name of the fucking show, but like it breaks my heart that someone like Bray Wyatt didn't get his fucking turn until after the fourth time he had to reinvent himself. I'm still pissed at Vince. That's one of the things I dislike Vince about too. I mean, you're gonna tell me that Waylon Mercy's son style fucking gimmick, that cult leader wasn't over? I still say that at WrestleMania 30, he should have won over John Cena. They've admitted he should have won against John Cena. You're gonna tell me with a broken foot the next year he came out to fight, he faced the Undertaker in a dream match he faced the Undertaker with a broken foot because he knew this is a once in a lifetime chance. There are guys that give themselves, that do stuff that I'll never be able to do, but I vicariously live through them because I love wrestling. I'm a fucking mark. It is what it is, but I love wrestling. I love and again, as I've gotten older, I started to appreciate the older booking styles of a Jim Cornette. That there's certain things you can't do and keep longevity. And what pisses me off the most about AEW, and again, this is after having a long time to just sit down and think about it, they're going to destroy the business because, in my opinion, because they're pushing shit so fucking far that you're basically to a point now where you have to slam a motherfucker on a bed of nails to fucking make anybody feel anything. Gerard and I have talked about this. There was a time when a pile driver meant something. There was a time when Jake the Snake hit a DDT. That was the end. No more. It's done. And there are guys that have been fighting for the last 10 years to try to bring some of that reality back.
Savage with the elbow. Savage with the elbow.
I saw wrestling different in the eye of your partner there when Bray Wyatt came out with the Wyatt family. What? You didn't like Bray Wyatt?
No.
Why not?
No. What he means by that is Bray Wyatt bringing interest into me to where when he came out with the dum 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 dum, when he came out to that was like when I first The Undertaker.
Okay, you saw that.
It bring a different. It's like, whoa.
You saw that. I saw lives are going to be in Waylon Mercy's hands. You know what I mean?
Listen, if you think about it like this, between the Undertaker's debut, we saw Waylon Mercy. From Waylon Mercy to the Wyatts, you saw nobody like that.
And the way, like every intricacy, calling himself the Eater of Worlds, all this stuff, having his
the only person that came close to that kind of darkness, Mankind.
Oh, but see, and even Mankind there were so many. I love this.
No, when I say that, Dan, the Boiler Room
brawl
skits. No, skits.
Oh,
not the brawls. The skits where he'd be in there. He'd be doing the thing, be punching himself, ripping his own hair out. It sold it. It put.
I'll tell you this: as a kid, it was hard to As a kid, I was wanting to understand him, but what I always remembered as a kid, he would come out to that Mankind, that music, right? But at the end, when he would win, he would have this beautiful piece of piano music, and I would ask my dad, "Why does he have different music?" And my dad would be like, "I don't know, mijo." And I was always wondering what. Later in life, I would learn why, because that was supposed to be a transition. He was coming out to be this vicious version of himself, and when he won, he was happy because he completed his masterpiece.
You know, the not sad part, but the thing about Mankind was this, okay? He was before his time because of the internet. Take away the internet part of that, okay? His match with Undertaker, his match with The Rock, and his match with Triple H.
I will say the match with Triple H at Royal Rumble when he was Cactus Jack. And again, you know what the beautiful thing about all three of those matches were? The first match with The Undertaker was to show that The Undertaker had gone to a dark place. Yeah. And he sold that perfectly. The second match with The Rock was to show that.
Do any other two people in the company sell that match at that time?
No.
Nope.
Well, hold on. The second match with The Rock was to show that The Rock had a mean streak and he could actually compete with someone like Steve Austin. And finally, that third match, the Royal Rumble with Triple H against Cactus Jack, was to show that Triple H was a main eventer, that he could go toe-to-toe with Cactus Jack.
And I'm saying to you is, give me a guy today that could put over 3 different talents in the same kind of atmosphere.
And use their body to such a way. You don't have it anymore.
You don't have it. Which, to get back to last night's show, we get back to the 4th match of the night. Tiffany and Jade.
And you and I have differing opinions on it. I'll let you go with yours first, and we'll go down the line. Yeah, absolutely, Leland. What we were saying.
I think last night proved one thing.
Well, before you say that, do you think the right woman went over?
Yes.
Okay, go on.
And the reason why I say that is I saw something today to where somebody said Jade Cargill will live in infamy as a tag team champion because she made multiple mistakes in the match last night. And people just say, I was not looking for her to make mistakes. I was looking for her to go over with a clean finish. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If you could build on a computer, like the movie Weird Science says, the perfect woman wrestler, Jade Cargill is the perfect look for a woman wrestler. She has everything you'd want: beauty, physique, muscle, ability. Here's the problem. Last night, I've said it before and I'll say it again. When you go to a wrestling school, they can teach you everything when it comes to moves and stuff like that. They can teach you ability. They can teach you every wrestling move and stuff like that. They can't teach you the one thing Hogan had. Hulk Hogan could not wrestle his way out of a wet paper bag, but what Hogan could do, he could sell you the shoelaces off his shoes.
Time out.
With charisma.
Time out. I want you to put Leland's message back up. Hold on. But this is what I want to go. I want to go back to the second match of the night. I want to go back to Raquel Rodriguez, and I want to go back to what Kevin Nash told her about selling, wrestling more big.
Dan, just so you know, when it comes to Raquel, the only question I have for her is, just like I want you to answer this. If she's by herself, does she get it?
Hold on, let me finish. Okay, let me talk about that. Yes, she does. I think that she's willing to take that criticism. And going back to Jade, I think that Jade, again, the biggest mistake that was ever made with her is allowing her to be in AEW. And the reason I say that is because they pushed her up.
I don't say being her in AEW. I say giving her the Goldberg streak.
Exactly what I'm saying. The Goldberg style push she got, because I saw 2 green wrestlers last night. I saw Tiffany Stratton, who's only been in the business for 4 years, and people give her a pass because she's only been in the business for 4 years.
And Jade Cargill has been just as long.
Stop. Let me finish. You talked about botches in that match. And the biggest botch that everybody's talking about is that Jade put her foot on the ropes, put Tiffany's foot on the ropes, right? Well, if she hadn't have done that, she would have won the match because Tiffany did not have proper foot placement. And whose fault is that?
If you look at it,
I just watched it.
it was Jade's.
So Jade slams her with the thing, and Tiffany can't like hook her foot under the rope.
The way it was done, and the like, I looked at it. I'm not blaming Tiffy for any of that.
I absolutely would blame
Jade when she rolled her up. I think they were too far away from the ropes. With Jade, when she did the move,
she did it, and Tiff's foot hit the rope. When she did it, Tiff's foot hit the ropes. She did not hook her foot.
No, what I'm saying is Jade should have been about a foot closer when she did the move.
Either way, you have two green fucking athletes, and that's what you got. All right.
Now, my other thing is about that is this: me and you, we catch that. To the normal fan, do they catch the mistake?
Well, I'll go back to fucking what happened at the pay-per-view previously, Evolution, where Tiffany botched the fucking moonsault, landed right on top of Trish Stratus' fucking face.
Yep.
We're talking about.
Like I said to you before, Trish Stratus is 49 years old. Tiffany Stratton is 25
and
years
Tiffany
old.
Stratton at 25, damn near fucking, yeah. And that absolutely could have been shot in rehearsal. But again, you have.
And I'm going to tell you why I can't, okay? You could rehearse a match as much as you want. But when it comes down to the live, you got the crowd around you and stuff like that. Certain things might not go all. Listen, you can rehearse as much as you want. Not every Broadway show, not every concert out there. Nothing always goes 100%. Keywords 100% the way.
Now I'll say this, and maybe it doesn't matter because she's at the position she's at now. Jade has shown more growth since coming back and doing what she did at Elimination Chamber with Naomi.
What I was going to say is, since she came over from AEW, has Jade Cargill shown improvement? 100% she's shown improvement.
But do I think she's at the level that she should be challenging for a title? No.
You know what the one thing she hasn't shown yet, though? Never mind improvement. She hasn't shown that she's there yet.
No.
Can she get there? Absolutely.
Now, my problem is they need to stop pushing her.
When she gets there, she needs to get there as a heel.
What I would love, exactly. I think they need to put her with someone like, I think they need to take her ass down to the Performance Center and put her with someone like Natalya. I think Natalya, Tamina.
Unfortunately for Jade Cargill, she needs to have that Naomi match every freaking match.
But she's not wrestling big. She's wrestling like a fucking bubblegum baby face, and she doesn't need to.
No. What she's wrestling is somebody who's unfortunately is controlled. Let her go.
No, and Leland, I agree with you. I don't hate Natty Neidhart. I just think it's time for her to transition into that fucking producer trainer role. I think that someone like Serena Deeb is a perfect example of someone who is so respected because of their contributions to the business, because they can train the shit. They make stars.
Listen, what I'm saying is when it comes to Jade Cargill, body, look, everything about her shows superstar. Here's my problem. Let her be that bitch. Go back to that. Let her be that woman. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. When she was that bitch, it made it more believable than being the woman she is now. With the physique that she has, with the ability that she could have, Just
And I agree, but like I also say, look at someone like Tiffany Stratton. She's basically they took fucking DNA from Trish Stratus, incubated it for 20 something years, and that's what you got at Tiffany Stratton. She is basically Trish Stratus 2.0. Yes, she's athletic as shit. Yes, she's the next evolution, but she needs to clean her shit up too.
and
If we're gonna criticize the shit out of Jade, Tiffany Stratton is the fucking evolution of a diva, and she needs to clean her shit up.
put it like
I
this.
love Tiffany Stratton, but she needs to fucking tone that shit
And
up.
I'm saying to you is, and that's the problem. You have so much out there nowadays. Dan, when I grew up, I couldn't tell you the difference of a botch or nothing like that because why? It wasn't so overly exposed.
Well, but also when we talk back, and if you go back and look at this shit from Smoky Mountain, you look at the shit from the AWA, you look at the shit from the WWF, you look at World Class. These guys look like they're a perfect example. The Freebirds versus the Von Erichs. They look like they were beating the shit out of each other.
Hey, I'll give you a perfect example. Somebody who doesn't want to talk about this. Alundra Blaze.
Oh, fucking her and Bull Nakano beat the shit out of each other.
We go back to the woman we mentioned earlier. Sherry Martel, when it came to any woman she was in the ring
Luna Vachon.
looked like a fight. Not a wrestling match.
And I say that because, and I'll tell you, I can tell you right now who ruined women's wrestling for a lot of people. You ready? Sable. Sable ruined women's wrestling.
Who came to see me and the women that
With
wanted
that nasal, and I'll quote Jim Cornette. She was the fucking behind the scenes cunt. You had people like Terry Runnels who could cut a hell of a promo, love the business. You had people like fucking.
Hey, to be fair, we've given her props on the way she was with China.
Yeah, you have people like fucking Tammy Cinch, who also known as Sunny, who had a fucking her look. I truly believe her issues may very well be out of guilt from what happened to Candido and the horrible shit she did to people. Maybe that was guilt. She's gone downhill like a motherfucker. You had people like
Does she still deserve to be in? Does she deserve to be?
No, not even fucking a little bit. After everything she's done, no.
She deserves to be out of the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely.
Okay. Why won't she get out of it then?
She did. She did wear her Hall of Fame ring doing porn, and she's also done. Yeah, I could write off. Okay. It goes back to these people who've done horrible things. The woman could still, if we're talking about contribution, she was a damn fine wrestler.
Who? Kimmy Cinch?
She could wrestle like a motherfucker.
Kimmy Cinch, I don't think I've ever saw her wrestle.
ECW, the stuff she did with fucking Candido and just the cat in the fucking burlap sack shit. Oh God, it was horrible. But it was so good.
You know what the sad part is? I'm going to give you a name. Francine.
The Queen of Extreme.
Is she in the Hall of Fame?
Nope. But she also pissed a bunch of people off. If you haven't watched our video on Vince McMahon, please go take your time to watch the video on Vince McMahon. Francine is involved with that.
The Queen of Extreme did more than Sunny did.
She deserves to be in. So on, Francine deserves to be in the Hall of Fame for all the bullshit she had to deal with fucking Shane Douglas. So fuck her, fuck him, and yeah, fuck that.
Well, you know my feelings about Shane Douglas.
Oh yeah, fuck Shane Douglas. And I hate you because I loved Shane Douglas until I met you, you dick.
But
you ruined Shane Douglas for me.
Listen, Shane Douglas, I like. Troy Martin could go suck a dick.
Yeah, Troy Martin can eat a fucking cock.
I'm saying to you is the Queen of Extreme, Francine, okay, deserves that.
Lita was a hell of a fucking worker for what she brought to the table.
And I'm going to put it like this. In the
Jacqueline, hell of a worker. Jazz.
Lita in the utmost extreme circumstances, too.
She was also in ECW as Miss Congeniality, and she sold like a motherfucker.
Hey, listen, Jackie Gator.
We don't talk about Jackie Gator
anymore. Name we don't talk about anymore. Had the absolute greatest look in the late 90s to early 2000s. A woman that could have gone against China, but guess what she didn't have? A lack of ring ability.
Hold on. I'm going to tell you someone, and I hate to bring it up because she is a fucking representation of everything that this channel was about. She is the reason why we did the video we did on Vince, and I think that she is absolutely deserving of a spot on this conversation, who did not get really trained properly, but had a fucking go-getter attitude and would never fucking say no, and she busted her ass. Ashley Mazzaro.
Let me ask you this. If it wasn't for, who was the woman who managed Johnny Nitro and
Melina.
no, not Melina, the other one.
Not Marlena. Melina.
No, not Melina, the other one.
Tyra Valkyrie?
No, I'm trying to remember. Oh my god,
She did the splits, right?
Nope. She was on what was the show? Total Divas. She ended up she first said, "Oh, I'm a lesbian," stuff like that, and then she went off and married a dude. Oh my god, what was her name? Not Roxanne, not Rosie.
He said she was a manager for Johnny Nitro.
And Johnny Nitro, and she was Eminem.
That was Melina.
It wasn't Melina, it was another woman. She took over from Melina.
It was only Melina.
No, there was another woman that took over from Melina.
I think you're smoking crack.
Nope. I know Melina, and then there was another woman who took over.
Leland, I think he's full of smoking crack.
No.
Jillian Hall?
Not Jillian Hall. Oh my God, what was her name? She was on Total Divas. She left WWE. She was on Total Divas. She ended up getting pregnant by some dude and stuff like that. She black hair, Mexican girl.
Melina?
No, not Melina. Oh my God. Oh my God. I wish I could remember the name.
Rosa Mendez?
There you go. Rosa Mendez. There's a girl. Okay. Rosa Mendez. She had
a look.
Everything you'd want.
She had a look.
She had that look.
Yeah, I know, right? She wasn't really. You know who really was? Had a great look. Celeste Bonin.
Yep.
She looked great. She was a tag with AJ Lee.
You know the problem with her was, though, unfortunately for her, the internet got a hold of her.
Yeah, they did. And you know who else had a fucking great look? She played the vampire Ariel. What's her real name? Look up Vampire Ariel, but she was in WWE.
You know what got you know who used to get to me is Katie Lee Burchill.
Oh God, Winter in TNA. Yes, she was amazing.
And then something.
Shelly Martinez was Ariel in WWE, and she had. If you could pop up a photo of her, she had the shit. She was awesome.
Katie Lynn Burchill.
And then look up Winter for WWE.
Something about the brother or
Winter
something
from TNA.
And then when some kind of story came out to where it's like within a week, you never heard her name again. Never.
Chayton, if you're going to fucking say something, then you need to stay in this comment and have a fucking conversation. Yes, Winter's song was good, Chayton. But pop up the picture of Winter, because that was Amy Lee Burchill. Her. Oh, God. She fucking killed it. Except I did not like the fucking that she was drugging fucking one of the knockouts back. Who was she drugging? Not Velvet Sky. Who was the other one? The blonde. Anyway, yeah, she was drugging her. Apparently, it was a whole fucking.
What I'm saying is, Katie Lee Burchill. I'm saying to when you talk about women and stuff like that, she had the it factor. But for something happened. 1 week she was all there, and the next week you never heard from her again. That was it.
That was her. That was Amy Lee Burchill and fucking TNA as Winter.
Yeah, but I'm just saying something happened to where she was gone.
Angelina Love, thank you, Chayton. Angelina Love she was getting drugged by fucking Winter.
Didn't Angelina Love have something with Uncle Bully or something like that?
No, that so Bully Ray had tiny, but yeah, that's Shelly Martinez when she was in ECW. She played the vampire gimmick. Barely see it, but yeah.
But I'm just saying is the fact of like I say, when you look at some of the women roster today and you see the matches, the greenness of it, I'm saying is when
of course you would, Jacob.
When you look at it as a whole, the women that we saw, it was like last night when I'm watching that match for the women's title.
Yeah, apparently she cheated on on fucking Chris Sabin with Bully Ray. Apparently, allegedly.
Who was after the women's match last night? I'm trying to remember who was after.
I believe it was Jelly Roll, wasn't it?
Yes. And to go to that, I got to say this, and
you're going to say this because Jelly Roll is your boyfriend.
For a guy who's lost me, the amount of weight that man's lost is me.
Thank you, Caden.
Okay? When I saw last night that he lost my weight, I will say this. For a guy who technically has never been in the ring before, stuff like that, you know what the sad part about that was?
Hold on. You know what? Wife, I would like you to come in here. I want you to give your unbiased opinion.
Hold on.
No. I would like her to come in and give her unbiased opinion of the Jelly Roll match.
Logan Paul, that move from the top rope to the splash of the announcement.
It was a power slam. Oh, yeah, he took it.
Oh, holy. I'm saying to you is Jelly Roll last night impressed me to the point of you have guys on the roster that don't do what Jelly Roll did last night. That's the sad part.
And now an honest opinion.
I would agree with Gerard, given that he's a newbie. Wait, that he did a really good job, but I think the pacing of that match was painfully slow, and it went on for too long.
I'm not gonna disagree. I'm just gonna say is
hi, Chayton.
When he was in the match, all I'm gonna say is Jelly Roll last night for a first time thing. His first time was better than some of the guys who've been there 5+ years.
Look, he made you believe that he wanted to be in there, that he really wanted to beat the shit out of both Drew and Jake, that his heart was in that match. The emotion was conveyed. And yes, it was realistic. It wasn't like he took everything they threw at him and he still destroyed them.
Right.
But it was too long. It was as bad as watching Pat McAfee and Gunther. It takes too long. These specialty celebrity matches drag on, and by the time it was done, I could give a shit about CM Punk and what's his face.
Gunther.
Thank you. Didn't want to watch it. I was tired.
Yeah, you got an echo too. But anyway, all I'm saying is for Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, okay? Jelly Roll, the way he performed last night. Now, somebody said he was trashed. I'm saying is Jelly Roll performed as bad as he might have performed, better than half the roster. But Logan Paul shined last night.
Yes, he did.
And I'm going to tell you this right now.
Look,
when you see a guy who his first match outshine half your roster, and you see another guy.
Hold the fuck on. If you sit there and hold on, Jake Paul's no longer a part timer. He's committed to this. He's been doing it for at least a year now.
The halftime was Jelly Roll.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna fucking be straight with you. I'm a wrestling fan. I don't need fucking singers and celebrities coming. The only person that ever come in other than Jake Paul and looked like they actually really put a lot of effort and didn't come out wrestling until they had it down to a point where they could actually sell something believable was Bad Bunny. That shit in Puerto Rico, what the fuck? Him and Damian Priest killed it. Now. And he's right. Bad Bunny right there. Bad Bunny is the best celebrity fucking wrestler they got. Now.
I'm saying
hold on. What I watched last night was a guy who came out of the audience, and no knocking Jelly Roll. Hey, good, congratulations, you lost the weight, motherfucker. I know what it feels like to lose 200 pounds. It changes your life. Great, good for you. But just because I lost 200 pounds doesn't mean I'm going to go pretend to throw punches with Jake Paul and Drew McIntyre. Was his selling believable? Yes, but you're not going to tell me that was better than half the fucking roster because it wasn't. He could sell. Yes, Jelly Roll sold like a motherfucker. He sold like his mama beat him with a stick. Absolutely.
We talked before. The selling of professional wrestling is a lost
Oh, fuck, I get that, but you're not gonna sit there and tell me because he moved to the right position. He grabbed his
I'm
he
not saying
grabbed his dick so he didn't get hurt when they jumped on him.
Listen, I was yelling when
Oh my god, I agree with that comment. His selling was great because he couldn't fucking breathe.
When he did a honky tonk man for Logan Paul last night, like honky tonk man did for Ultimate Warrior. You know, it's funny, SummerSlam. When
nobody got that, but you, honky tonk fucking lover.
When honky tonk man moved into the right position for Ultimate Warrior to give him the splash to 1, 2, 3. Remember, that match was only 31 seconds. Jelly Roll moved into the right spot for Logan Paul to give him a splash last night.
Jelly Roll was blown up in the first 3 minutes of the match.
Listen, all I'm saying
what you didn't see the camera cut off is them fucking giving him oxygen behind the fucking thing because he couldn't breathe.
I look at it like this, though.
He was so winded he couldn't pull off his armbands. You watch the match again. He couldn't pull off his fucking armbands.
All I'm saying is some of the guys today in the business who've been in the business 15 years still can't sell the way at least Jelly Roll sold for one match. He sold for one match better than some of the guys can sell that have been in the ring for 10 to 15 years. That's all I'm saying. He at least made
who's HTM? What do I know?
He made the match.
Oh yeah, Honky Tonk Man got over with his fans after he retired. His shoot interviews are chef's kiss.
Listen, all I'm saying is
he's like the Iron Sheik. And right now, that match, if I was the Iron Sheik, I would have bent it over and made it fucking humble because that shit was horrible.
Wait, do I care to ever see Jelly Roll in another match again? No.
No. The only reason you're applauding him is because you listen to his music.
But he did what he needed to do.
He's cool. He's cocky. He's bad.
But I'm saying is, Jelly Roll needed to do what he did for one match.
So to show people that maybe this is not the business for fucking 300-pound men, they could probably,
No, it's not the business for
300-pound
men who are doing it for the first time.
He doesn't need to do it a second time. That's all I'll say. I like Jelly Roll just fine.
Listen, we all know he's a better singer than he is a wrestler. That's it.
I was gonna say something real shitty right now, but I'm not because I love Ozzy Osbourne. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not. I love Ozzy Osbourne.
Hey. In Jelly Roll's mind, he ain't here for a long time. He's here for a good time.
That was not a good time. That was not a good time.
I'm hoping you get the reference to that song.
I got it. But I think the right folks went over. I think Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre going over was the right call because there's no reason that fucking Jelly Roll needs to get a win over two guys who bust their asses in that fucking ring.
Listen. I'm just saying is I enjoyed the match. It actually came across.
Yes, you're very right.
Hey, listen, the match came across a lot better than on paper it should have came across. It came across better than it should have. Okay?
No, because this isn't the part because she will tell you. Hold on, they were selling fucking Jelly Roll like he's been training for, and I believe them because I'm a fucking mark, and I sat there and believed them when they were like, well, he's been training for a year. He told them back in last year's SummerSlam because he did that little fucking thing for them that he really was. Yeah, and I was all about that shit. I was like, yeah, really, he's been training. He's at the Performance Center. Bullshit, WWE, you're full of shit. That guy's been training.
What I say about Jelly Roll? He was training. Saying his prayers, taking his vitamins,
We're moving on to the next match because I'm going to fucking kill him because of this. Fuck Jelly Roll. And I like Jelly Roll just fine, but I don't need to see RK Roll again.
Hey, I'll put it like this, okay? And I'm hoping people understand this is the fact of, was I entertained for that match? Yes. Okay? That's it. I was at least entertained for that match. Because we go from that match to the main event. Which, for the match of Gunther versus CM Punk, I was extremely disappointed.
No, let's talk about the match.
And I'm saying to you, I was extremely disappointed in the match itself.
Motherfucker, look, yes, that wasn't real. He was selling because he was tired. He wasn't selling because he was selling. He was fucking tired and out of gas in the first 5 minutes.
All I'm saying is the fact of when it came to the main event,
Okay, so the main event, I will say this, and I'm with you on the fact that it was an old school booking idea to have your fucking face take a beating to the whole fucking match and have that fucking Rocky style comeback at the end. I loved it. I thought Gunther looked strong in the match. I thought that it was a fluke. You know, he tripped him on the announce table for bragging.
The blood?
That was fake. You know that was fake blood, right?
No, it was real blood.
That wasn't. Because you know it was all set up to do that, because if you see, he's under the ring and that blood, it's smeared all off. It was supposed to be a broken nose.
He actually got busted open, but here's the problem.
He didn't get busted. Look back. I want you. Oh my God. They got you.
He did bleed.
Where?
He bleeded.
Where was he bleeding from?
The forehead. He bleeded.
And why was he going for the nose? Why was he going for the nose?
Because I'm saying to you is he bleeded in good enough a way to where it was almost Austin-esque kind of blood. I'm saying to you like this, okay? Did they need the blood? Absolutely. To where it made Gunther look.
I'm good with the blood. I still stand by the fact that was fake blood.
I'm good with the match, but not fake blood. I'm good with the match.
I'm good with the match. It was fake blood.
The way the whole match went, I was good with it. I was entertained by it. I was like, okay, where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? CM Punk selling, I was fine with. We get to the 1, 2, 3. Very happy with it. Dan, I'm going to let you take.
No, I'm going to talk. We can talk about the match. I thought it was great.
And the old Howard Finkel voice and new champion.
Sir, we are a Tony Chimmel channel. Thank you very much. And
I'm just saying to you like this. From that point on, I'll let you talk because
you'll let me talk.
I was throwing shit at the TV.
So here's the deal. I thought the match went great. I thought it was an old school style booking strategy. I love the fact of that old fucking Rocky style, the comeback from behind. You know, the Clubber Lang beating the shit out of the fucking hero until he fucking says, no, I'm going to do it my way. He comes back. He fucking knocks him on the table. Fake blood, not fake blood, whatever. Gigged or not gigged, whatever. Busted nose, hit him with 2 GTSs. Gunther came out looking strong because it took 2 GTSs to take him down. And then you have that celebratory moment. CM Punk almost in tears because after 10 years, he's holding the WWE title again. What a fucking moment. The crowd's with him. We're loving it. And then all of a sudden, burn it down. You see him come out, and she was sitting right next to me. I said, I called it. And here comes Seth Rollins, and he's in a leg brace. And I'm still telling her that's bullshit. I was on another stream telling them I called it. I said, he's not in a brace. This is bullshit. And then, bam, it's on. What? Which one? Oh, appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yes, he does. So when Rollins comes out, and you're bitching and saying it was the wrong move. How the fuck is it the wrong move?
Hey, listen, don't get me wrong. Punk waited for the Iron Sheik to come down. Don't get me wrong.
Did you just call fucking Seth Rollins the Iron Sheik?
That's about how much time it took for him to get down to the ring. Where Punk could have jumped into the crowd.
Okay, do you understand that they were selling the fact that CM Punk was physically exhausted from his match?
Dude, he could have jumped into the freaking crowd. And you know, the sad part about it is because WWE has a short-term mentality.
No, you're talking about wait. You're talking about Jelly Roll, who had to get carried out of the fucking arena after 5 minutes of wrestling. Punk had a 30-minute match with probably one of the best in-ring technicians they have.
Wait a minute, hold on. Jey Uso took longer to get to the ring than the Iron Sheik in the gimmick battle royal. Okay? to where, okay, at the beginning of the night, it took Jay.
You remember this is a fake program, right? You remember these are fucking. This is a story.
And I'm saying to you, to where if you're gonna start your show by having a guy take 19 minutes to get to the ring.
Yeah, I know. I had time to go take a shit before Jey Uso got in the ring.
That's what I'm saying. And Dan, I'm saying to you is this: stop dummying down your audience. And that's what I'm saying.
Why would they have to dummy him down anymore when everybody's a mark like you who's like, he should have jumped out the ring? Why did he jump out the ring? It's a fucking TV program.
We've all been praising Triple H for a couple years now.
Jesus.
Last night was Vince McMahon booking.
And it should have been right up your fucking alley because you love Vince McMahon booking.
No, because
you love it. You love Vince McMahon, the way he drives, the way he books. You love everything about Vince McMahon.
Listen, I love to own the car he had. The Bentley.
You love your Vince McMahon booking. Gerard, go get me some drinks from the concession stand.
I don't have that Bentley money that maybe.
Come on, pal. Go get me another drink from the concession stand. Go pick up Elizabeth in my Bentley, Gerard. Go get it, pal.
What I'm saying is the fact of Vince McMahon booking is what I saw last night, because once again, they went back to not what's best for business, but my buddy is business.
So full of shit, I swear.
Nope. That's all I'm saying. When I saw Seth Rollins come out last night, all I was thinking is, this is Vince McMahon booking bullshit, to where I'm going to let the guy who'd been here for 13 years go out and go over the guy who's going to make me more.
Hold on, time out. I'm gonna bring it back to reality and not be where fucking Gerard lives as a fantasy land. What you have, and they said it in the fucking from the commentators, Seth Rollins has had CM Punk's number since he's come back. Seth Rollins plays a better heel. Seth Rollins against CM Punk is going to draw money. CM Punk, hold on. I let you go on your fucking tirade about how Vince McMahon booking. Hold on. CM Punk chasing Seth Rollins is where the fucking money is. CM Punk going after the title is where the money is. Do I think that CM Punk is going to get him at WrestleMania? I don't know. We'll see. But you're going to be more intrigued to find out and watch him face off against a Braun Breaker.
I'm telling you, all I'm saying is, if you wait till Clash in Paris, you give it a month. Give CM Punk the month and then you have Seth Rollins.
You know what? I want you to tell this audience why you thought that was the best idea. Why having CM Punk wait until Clash in Paris to drop the title was a good idea, and I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. But go ahead. Tell this audience why.
5 little letters. MONEY.
What? How is that going to make more money? Please. I want you to educate this.
Educate
us peasants on how you know so much.
CM Punk is going to make you more money in the next 4 weeks. If you don't have him drop the title after 5 minutes, than Seth Rollins.
Yeah. How?
Merchandise. You will sell more CM Punk merchandise in 4 weeks than you're going to sell of Seth Rollins in the next 4 weeks.
Hold on.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
You hear this? You hear this insanity, right?
Tomorrow night on Monday
this
Night
fucking
Raw,
insanity, right?
you have CM Punk to start the show in the ring with the WWE title.
It's the World Heavyweight title. Thank you very much. It's the World title. Thank you very much.
More eyes are on your product than watching Seth Rollins and his stupid freaking promo with Paul E. in the middle of the ring with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. CM Punk would have put more eyes on the product than Seth Rollins.
Okay.
That's it.
Are you done taking crazy pills? Are you ready? You ready for some fucking truth, some facts?
Keep it up. I will hit the Oxycontin. I'll go hit the...
You ready? You ready for your craziness? Okay, here's the deal. Seth Rollins coming out and bragging is going to First off, let's go with the first thing you said, merchandise. You think they're not going to sell CM Punk T-shirts tomorrow because he didn't win the title? You've lost you smoking crack.
I think you sell more with him as a champion,
How?
yo.
Okay, so CM Punk not going out there to fight Seth Rollins and beat his ass with a chair and run through every bit of the fucking
All I'm saying is, if you wait until Paris to do it and have them do the same thing in Paris,
you don't.
All I'm saying is, you give the guy.
Please. Hold on. Please educate this elderly man with dementia.
Yes, it would because here's the thing. Whenever Seth Rollins cashed in, because people think he's out injured, it's gonna be the same. All I'm saying is, monetarily wise, you give Punk the 1 month to cash in on the money.
Did you read what Leland just said?
Yeah.
Did you read that?
Yeah.
Did you read that shit?
Yep.
Before he was champion. He was champion.
Yeet.
What?
Yeet.
What?
Yeet.
What?
Yeet.
Okay. You're wrong because CM Punk, the money, okay, we talk about Stone Cold, right? Stone Cold was the highest merchandise seller, the biggest deal in wrestling, and you know what? He wasn't champion very many times. He was always chasing the championship. He was always fighting with McMahon. So if you have Punk chasing the belt, the money is in chasing the title.
I'm saying to you, you're absolutely right. But you didn't need to change it last night. You could have done it in a month from now.
No, what that does is it makes SummerSlam a big deal. They're trying to make.
Hey, here's the thing for you. You could have done it in about 30 minutes. Where you have CM Punk come out and start the show. Have somebody attack CM Punk.
Why would CM Punk have to start night 2 of SummerSlam? Will you stop smoking the crack?
What I'm saying to you is the mentality of them doing last night made no sense to me because it seemed like it was Vince booking.
It seemed like it threw everybody off other than you fucking Mark.
No, like I said, everybody and their brother was texting me. Seth is cashing in. So
That's
guess
why I
what?
said it threw everybody off except for you and me, you fucking Mark. Everybody, we knew it was coming. I called it. But I was on a podcast last night and they were like, oh my God. Just like I called Naomi cashing in because her time with Jade was over. So she's moving on to something else. That something else was this.
I'm sorry I didn't see last night is say his name and he appears.
Joe Henry does not need to be on every fucking WWE card. Calm the fuck down. Now, we're going to disagree about the main event, but we only have a certain amount of time left, and we have a whole new fucking card to go with. What's coming up? What's coming up next?
No, what's coming up tonight?
Well, do we have what's the first match?
I don't know. This is the order.
Well, okay, go from the bottom to the top then.
All right,
we got the steel cage match.
Okay, so we have a tag team match. The Wyatt Six. Defending their titles. I think it's 5 other teams. The Street Profits, Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, Andrade and Rey Fenix. I think the Wyatt Six keep the belts. I could do without fucking Fraxium. I've never liked that tag team for whatever. Maybe it's just fucking.
No. The Wyatt Six keeping the belts in this situation.
It's a TLC match.
Makes sense.
So we're both with the Wyatt Six?
The only other team that makes sense in this is
Street Profits.
Yeah.
And I love the Street Profits, so I'm fine with that. What you got next?
All right, the United States Championship, Steel Cage match, the Koa versus
United States match. Jacob Fatu.
Which should start night 2.
I've just never liked him, Leland. Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa. If there's no interference, I say Jacob wins it, but I think we could have the return of Tama Tonga tonight.
What I would like to see is Jacob win with everybody turn on Solo.
Jacob doesn't need a fucking faction.
No.
And then Seth Rollins comes in and cashes in on him too.
Yeah, right. He's still by himself, but everybody turns on Solo. Hey, buddy.
No, Solo's actually kind of getting over a little bit. Yeah.
What do we got next?
Intercontinental match. Dominic Mysterio against AJ Styles.
The brain in me says AJ needs to go over, but the business side says Dom goes over to put him to that level.
Okay, so one of two things is going to happen, I think. We were talking about carrying cross earlier. I think if AJ wins, it's going to be carrying cross against AJ Styles. I think carrying cross, because we still have unfinished business with carrying cross and AJ Styles from WrestleMania. Remember, AJ Styles lost to Logan Paul. Karrion Kross was pissed. We have unfinished business.
Well, like I said,
And you might be right, Leland. You might be right. I just thought about this. Karrion Kross could cost AJ Styles the belt.
Well, here's the other thing for you, okay? If Dom loses, so Dom loses, the women lost. We got to find a way to get the belts off of Finn Balor and.
You shut your mouth, Leland. You shut your whore mouth before you talk about Karrion Kross that way.
Well, I'm saying is so everybody in the Judgment Day loses their titles as of tonight. Tomorrow would be very interesting on Raw.
It is. What's next? The piss break match: Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyria.
In all honesty, Lyra Valkyria to me needs a Becky Lynch moment because she's not getting across with the crowd.
I don't think so. I think Bayley is going to cost Lyra Valkyria this match.
And that's what I'm saying is Lyra Valkyria needs that Becky Lynch, Naomi Jax moment.
Did you just say Naomi Jax? Did you just say Naomi Jax?
Nia Jax moment. She needs that Nia Jax moment. Without that Nia Jax moment, I don't know where Lyra Valkyria goes. She needs that Nia Jax
Yes,
moment.
Bird Girl, Leland. Bird Girl.
She needs a Nia Jax moment. She needs a Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
Nia Jax moment.
Okay. Nair? You need Nair Jax?
Nia. Keep it up and I'll say Nia.
So, I think Bayley is going to cost Lyra Valkyria this match. I think Becky's going to hold on to it. I think someone needs to come up and take it from Becky. Who that woman is, I'm not sure yet, but I think Becky walks away with it.
Next.
Now this one I'm looking forward to. Women's World Championship match. Naomi, not Naomi Jax, but Naomi, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky.
My heart tells me Rhea should win. The business person says Naomi should win.
I am going to say Naomi's going to win only for the fact that they're going to Paris and the fucking biggest star they have right now, Stephanie McMahon, is going to take the belt off her in Paris.
I want you to think about what you just said.
Yeah.
You have the same problem for the women right now. If Naomi loses tonight to Rhea, in 2 months, you're going to Australia. Having Naomi win tonight and having Rhea win that title in Paris to where Rhea now takes that title home.
Or, I'm going to give you another scenario. Naomi wins tonight. Stephanie McMahon wins in Paris. Stephanie McMahon gets challenged by Rhea in Australia.
Any way you want to look at it, Rhea Ripley is involved in a title match, one way or another, in Australia.
I will concede to that, yes. But tonight, Naomi's winning.
That's what I'm saying. My heart says Rhea, but the business side says Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi's winning.
You get so I mean, like
and she says, ugh.
In October,
proceed.
Rhea Ripley will be part of the title picture.
Okay. And then finally, the undisputed WWE Championship, the challenger,
which
Cody Rhodes, against from West Newbury, Massachusetts, the second cousin and relative to Gerard Millette, because everybody in Massachusetts is related, John Cena.
So everybody knows.
Cena. I'm sorry, John Cena.
Me and the wife were out yesterday. We actually drove by the Cena estate.
Why are you stalking John Cena?
Well, no. I live 8 miles away from.
Why are you stalking John
Cena? I live 8 miles away.
Hashtag John Cena in the chat.
So 8 miles away is his family estate. Okay? It's funny the name of the street he grew up on.
Cena Avenue?
No. It's actually something after the Undertaker. It's a name of it's something of an Undertaker.
Fucking Leela.
But exactly. So on this thing, for all the people out there, I will say
in the intro,
the promo that I saw,
random John Cena's in the intro.
The promo that I saw Friday night, I will say Cena was masterful in delivering it, but I do not believe for 1 second anything he said doing it.
No.
Tonight, I do believe you still see a Cody Rhodes heel turn magnified by what we saw Friday night. To where Cody can now bank off that promo and say, certain things. But my only question to you is this. In the chat room, do we smell what The Rock is cooking tonight?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm glad you brought that up, because this is the first time in a long time that me and Gerard Cena may agree on something. Is cooking. I believe The Rock's going to be there. I believe that it's about time for that Cody Rhodes heel turn. And it all leads into the fact that at WrestleMania, I can see potentially CM Punk versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. And on the other end of that card, I can see a Sami Zayn versus a heel Cody Rhodes. Because remember, Cody was the one who ultimately won the King of the Ring. That Sami was trying to. There's so many avenues to get there. I'm convinced until I see differently that Sami Zayn's winning the Royal Rumble. It makes too much sense, in my opinion. It just depends on who's the champion at the time.
And that's why I ask you: Do we see The Rock tonight and find out it was Cody all along who was setting up Cena?
It was me, Austin. It was me all along.
It was Cody all along setting up Cena, because if you looked at Cena, his interview on Friday, when he said, "Thank you, Cody," you didn't get the Cody saying to him, "I'm glad you feel this way. Now at least I know who I'm getting into the ring with." What do you get? Cody Rhodes chucking up, and him and Cena drinking a couple. That's it. That's all they did. Now, will I be disappointed if Cody Rhodes doesn't turn heel tonight? Absolutely. On the other hand, will I be disappointed if John Cena stays heel? Yes. Because
He can't be a heel. They like him too much.
they dropped the ball on this.
Oh, agreed. 100%. They dropped the ball at WrestleMania when it was Travis Scott, and they dropped the ball when it wasn't The Rock that came out. A lot of it is just it's been a failed experiment. Hey, it was great to see it at Elimination Chamber, but it's been a huge fumble in my opinion.
But my question to you is, who was it a fumble on? Was it a fumble on the quarterback? A fumble on the running back? Fumble on the wide receiver?
This isn't football, damn it.
No, but what I'm saying to you is, in my mind, you can only have one person fumble, but all three.
I think it was an excellent. Look, I think it was an excellent idea. I think it was just poorly executed. Let's be honest. Let's call it what it was.
All three of them have done it. That's from corporate on down. Has fumbled this.
You know what, Leland? You make an excellent point there. The Cena retirement tour hurt the heel turn. Had it not been, we would, yeah.
But I'm just saying is the fact of when you look at it as a whole, when Austin turned at WrestleMania 17 and Vince McMahon came out, we don't get the what chance if it wasn't for his heel turn. And he didn't do nothing. He ended up being more popular than he was the other way. What it took for Austin to actually get the heel part of it was walking away. Austin doesn't walk away. It doesn't. Listen, the fans to this day, some fans to this day, have never forgiven him for walking away. If you walk away because of contract expiring or something like that, fans would get, okay, you did it because of contract. But when you walked off because of your contract, some people just
look what Leland just said.
Austin got booed.
By you, because you're a jaded old.
No. Austin got booed, but not loud enough.
You know who
else
didn't get booed? CM Punk never got booed.
Punk got booed, but not loud enough.
Vince.
No. Punk got booed by some fans for feeling he turned.
You're a boo.
All I'm saying is not the boos have to be loud enough to convince the people doing the bean counting that it's worth it. CM Punk didn't get booed enough to be convinced of bean counting, and all you got to do is look at Survivor Series 20.
Leland, get off of his. Quit being on his side.
All I'm saying is, when CM Punk got booed, CM Punk didn't get booed, but not enough voices out there to hear it.
What I'm saying is,
for them
I think we're in agreement. I think something's going to happen tonight. You said Triple H said it himself. If you thought night one was interesting, wait till you see night two.
But here's my problem. How do you recover from the ending of night one to where you want people to watch night two? Listen,
people are going to watch regardless.
You had 53,000 people in the building last night.
Oh, you know what? Because night one was so bad, they're going to return their tickets because they agree with you, Gerard.
No. I can't wait to see how much night two oversells night one. Listen, let me ask you this. If you only bought night one tickets, does it make you want to buy night two?
They've already bought their tickets, Gerard. They didn't buy them the day of the show.
What? No. If you went to night one and didn't buy night two, did night one make you want to buy night two tickets?
Gerard, I'm telling you right now, if they bought night one, they bought night two.
Dan, I'm asking you what we saw last night.
I have Peacock.
But what you saw last night, did it make you want to watch tonight?
Like I said at the beginning of this episode.
Stop beating around the damn answer.
Like I said at the beginning of this episode, if this was a normal SummerSlam pay-per-view, it was a fine card, no big deal. But to try to sell this as if it was some sort of fucking summer WrestleMania, no.
Okay, then. What sold me to watch tonight was 2 matches.
The dildo on a pole match that you want to be in?
Nope. You bastard. The opening match and the tag match with Randy Orton, Jerry Jelly Roll, and Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. That sold me to watch tonight. The ending of the main event didn't sell me on watching tonight.
He loves
Because I love you and we're going to eat pizza.
He loves Jelly Roll. That's why he watched it. He loves
Hey,
Jelly Roll.
listen, I only talk to God when I need a favor. Anywho. But I'm saying that.
He watched Jelly Roll because he wanted to see his wife's tits. That's the only reason he cared about the Jelly Roll match.
Listen, no, I could care less. But one person did suffer a breast implant malfunction Friday night, though. Nikki Bella. She still worked last night, but she has to get her implants fixed. Ooh.
He knew about that. I didn't know about that. So nobody.
Yeah, she had a.
Hey, Layla, put that message back in. No one cares.
Right.
3 minutes.
All right, 3 minutes to showtime till we're closed.
But you know, and I just want to say is, I wish the kid could have been on tonight, but because of work schedule and stuff like that, he wasn't able to be here.
We love you, Jacob.
I can't wait for next Sunday so we can wrap this up. We can talk about what goes on tonight, the rest of the week and stuff. You know, it's just there's one thing I would like to see the WWE do.
Put that up there.
I'd like to see the fans do before next. Okay, so 56,434 for tonight. So 5,000 more than last night. Okay. Oh, now my thing about that is this. So what I just said is, did anything last night happen that make you want to buy tonight? So 5,000 more went because of the main event tonight.
Well, I have to see your cousin John Cena.
Well, John Cena. I think they sold more tickets just because of his promo Friday night.
Do 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 do.
Okay, that's it. They sold more tickets because of the promo.
Do 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 do.
And you know, but with that being said, is night one did not impress me enough to where I can say, "Oh my God, this is off the charts." SummerSlam. Night two, better hit the home run. Because right now they only got a double. I need that home run.
Okay, so Leland says there's an possible addition and late addition to the TLC match, which could very well be the. Anyway, we got a minute left to go, and I want to say this, Gerard. We talked about this. The Jay, I wish Jacob was here as well. You guys, we've been having so much fun doing this fucking podcast with you guys, talking shit. Gerard, probably one of my favorite people to talk to, even though some days I wanted to strangle him and beat him with his own Hawaiian shirt. But he's, like I said, can you hear me?
Well, your mic was just coming in screwed up a little for a minute.
Oh. Shut up. Hear that?
Oh yeah, now I can. We were getting reverb, a lot of reverb.
I don't know who's gonna win tonight. Like I said, I'm over the Cody experiment. I'm over him being a good guy, whatever. I'm over the fucking Cena shit. I'm over it. I don't care who wins. Just give me something interesting. I'm for the Seth Rollins win. I'm waiting for fucking. I'm all about CM Punk chasing it. But anyway, you guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for giving us your time for 2 hours for the show. We're all wrestling fans at heart. We want to see a good fucking match. That being said, for Jacob not being here, the King of Alaska, for Gerard, the Inside Man, and for me, Dan, thank you guys for watching Mark's podcast. Subscribe, all that other good shit. We'll see y'all next week. Later.
All of you Marks have been listening to the Marks Podcast on YouTube.